Hello and welcome to the AMC News Dispatch. I'm Diana Dawa from the Office of Public and Congressional Affairs. The Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command, a major subordinate command of AMC, is implementing a new program called the Defense Personal Property Program, or DP3, for moving Department of Defense and U.S. Coast Guard household goods. The cornerstone of DP3 is the Customer Satisfaction Survey, which directly influences household carriers' business with DoD. We hear more from SDDC's U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Bradley on the CSS.
The new program is called the Defense Personal Property Program, DP3. DP3 is kind of moving away from what we used to do, which was basing our moves on a low-cost factor, to a new best value acquisition. And so what we want to do, the important part of that, is getting service members' feedback about how their move process went. It gives them a voice in the process and gives them an opportunity to have a say in what movers we use in the future. The Customer Satisfaction Survey is a huge part of this program. It's really an evaluation, and it establishes a performance score for each of the carriers. So when the service member, after his move is complete, fills out a Customer Satisfaction Survey, that score is used to determine which movers we use in the program more often and which ones we use less. The performance score is actually used 6 times a year over a 12-month period. So when the service member fills out that survey, it's not a survey that that you're used to, that goes on the shelf and sits there and we use it for research someday and maybe you see the effects of it someday. It's actually almost an immediate impact, because the survey gets used to calculate their score, and that score racks and stacks all the movers in the program. The movers who show a higher quality, better performance, in tune with the customer, their score moves them up the chain, and they get more moves that way. They get more opportunities to service the service members and the DoD customers. And if their scores are low because we didn't like what they did, then those move opportunities for those companies drop off. Once the shipment is delivered and is actually marked in the system by the transportation service provider, the moving company, they'll receive a reminder email at 7, 14, and 21 days after that takes place. And in that email, depending on the type of shipment it was, there may be a direct link where you can click on a link and go direct to the survey and fill it out, or you might have to put in a password. There's 2 different systems that we're using right now as we kind of merge and combine them into one. But right now, that email that they get will give them all the information they need to try and to get in and fill out their survey and know where to go to fill that survey out. The survey is a 12-question survey. We understand people are busy after PCS, and some people, PCS and start a deployment pretty quickly. But it is 12 questions. You can do it in less than a minute. It's literally going in and clicking, good, satisfactory, excellent, and that gives a point associated with it, and that we capture that when it's submitted, and that's what we use to evaluate the mover. If you have trouble getting the survey, or you didn't get a survey and you're not sure why, your first stop should be your local transportation office. Your counselors, for your household goods counselors, they can help you kind of walk through the process and know where to go. Beyond that, we have a website, www.move.mil. It's easy to get to, and you can go to DoD Customer there and click on the Customer Satisfaction Survey portion, and it'll give you directions on how to fill out your survey, the steps to take. Additionally, there's a phone number there if you're having trouble getting through, and you can call that phone number, and they can assist you with filling out the survey to our help desk. So there's all kinds of information on that website to keep in mind if you can't get the survey, you can't get into the system, or whatever it might be. And what we're trying to get to is best value acquisition. Filling out the survey is key to the whole program as we do this best value, because it's 50% of the score that a mover gets to actually determine who gets moves and who doesn't. So having the service member fill out that survey is going to make sure that we use quality movers who keep the service member in mind when they're doing the process, and keep people satisfied with that. If we don't do that, we lose the kind of capability to base our move process and what movers we use on the service members' feedback. We'll go back to a low-cost program. I mean, it's pretty much kind of all we have left if we don't do that. And so we really got to stress getting that survey done, because that evaluation is timely, it's critical, and it's used, as I say, 6 times a year in a 12-month period to make sure we get the right movers doing the job for your fellow service member, fellow DoD civilians, and for the next time you move yourself. So it's pretty key.
Continued planning between SDDC, along with the United States Transportation Command, and the military services to advance DPS is ongoing. Currently, DoD has 2 household goods systems online: the Defense Personal Property System, or DPS, and TOPS, Transportation Operational Personal Property Standard System. The goal is to integrate DPS fully into DoD. TOPS is the historical low-cost system for selecting movers, whereas DP3 is a move toward a best value acquisition of moving companies based on the customer satisfaction survey input, the rates a company files, and the speed of satisfaction with which the moving company handles any claim a service member submits. That wraps up this week's edition. Thanks for watching. If you would like more information on AMC, visit our website at www.amc.army.mil. Join us next week for another edition of the AMC News Dispatch.